Hi, I'm Diane Devani, broker owner of Pacific Ridge Realty.
And I'm John Cohen, president of Qualified Financial Inc., a local mortgage broker.
Welcome to the Weekly Five.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. I wanted this week, I know we talked a little bit about it before, but you and I are literally, because we're doing working with a handful of buyers. Thank God a
Yes,
handful of them are in contract right now, but we're watching things change very
yes,
rapidly. It appears that there's a lot more properties on the market in certain
yes.
areas and certain purchase prices or sale prices, and then it's what we're seeing now is in a handful of cases we're seeing some price reductions and properties sitting longer. So um,
Right.
I know that you have some stats, and I'd love for you to share that with everybody.
Yeah, I think, first I'd like to say that a lot of the nationalized news that we're seeing about prices are plummeting and one out of five properties is falling out of escrow and all these crazy things. When you read the fine details, like with a lot of things, it'll say the top five cities were Wichita, Kansas, Boston, Massachusetts, some small town in Texas. Those overall trends and numbers don't apply to where we live.
Yeah,
South Orange County is, pretty immune to these disastrous things that we hear about on the news that are, I think, just fear mongering and provoking and
yeah,
whatever. So I did want to put together, just as of today, some up-to-date statistics. There's definitely a lot of movement because it's that time of year. It's summertime, so people are moving. We have more homes on the market than we normally would during the year, but a lot of that again is because it's summertime. So I won't waste any time here. I will start with the number of active listings that we have on the market. So if you're out looking for a house right now, there are 51 homes that you are able to look at. Now, this is everything from a one-bedroom condo to a 5 or 6 bedroom, most expensive home on the market. The
what city
average,
is that? Just in
this
here.
is just for Aliso.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is
going to say
just for
whole
Aliso.
Orange County, you'd be that would be scary.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Average days on market is 34. That's the average. Now you're still going to see a home that's only on the market 2 days because it's gorgeous and it has a pool and five people have been waiting and they're looking and they snatched it away. The average list price, and again, we're seeing everything from the very lowest, in the 600s, which there isn't quite as much of, up into there's actually a home coming on the market for almost 4 million in Aliso, believe it or not. So the average list
Wow.
price is 1,170,000. So those are active homes on the market if you were to go shopping today.
Okay.
Then homes in escrow. That means an offer has been accepted. They've started the escrow process. Somebody's buying the home. There are 20. And the average days on market for those homes is 40. So they sat on average 40 days on the market. Is that a little longer than we have seen in the past? Yeah, but they're still selling. And the average list price for those is 1,023,000. So pretty much sits around that same marker. So 20
Interesting.
homes in escrow. Now, pending homes are also in market, but they changed the categories on the MLS a few years ago. Pending homes are the ones that have passed their contingency period, so they're still in escrow, but they're nearing their close of escrow. The buyer has signed off that they are going to complete the transaction number one, absolutely, or be at risk for losing their good faith deposit.
Okay.
Again, days on market 40. So we're not seeing five like we had during sometimes. Average list price, because we don't know. Here's one thing. When a home is in escrow, we don't know what it sold for. The MLS doesn't tell us what it sold for until after it's sold. So the list price, and I didn't say that on the other escrow, was 1,161,000. So that's on average what people were asking for their homes. So we can
Interesting.
assume it, offer what they accepted, maybe a little bit less than that.
Yep.
So total closed sales over the past 2 weeks, we had 21 homes that closed escrow in the past 2 weeks. And that's really healthy. Average days on market 17, and average price for closed sales was 990. And that's all over the board. And then one last thing that's always kind of fun to see, the MLS also changed the way we look at listings, and they have a listing category called coming soon. And we have those homes, they're not available for showing yet, gets everybody excited about them. So we have 6 homes that are coming soon. And again, we have a 1 bedroom, 1 bath condo that's going to come on for 675,000. And then we have what I believe is a 5 bedroom home, 4,400 square feet, I believe it is, and it's got a pool, beautiful backyard, and that one's going to be 3.8 million. Um, it's over in Silver Oaks. So that one is coming soon. So this shows us, and then that average is obviously thrown off by that very expensive home and the fact that there's only 6 homes coming on the market. But this shows us that we still have some good things coming.
I noticed the other one that you looked at said an average sales price or something was like a million under 1.1, which tells me there was quite a few probably condos in there, right?
Yes.
And a single family residence.
And a
So
lot of 2 bedrooms.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
probably what it was telling me. So very
But
interesting.
this is a very healthy, when we see that we have 51 homes on the market, excuse me, that's a lot. But when I see that we have 31 in escrow, that's healthy. They're not just sitting. People are buying them. So
It was a ghost town for some time, and
yeah,
there wasn't a lot of opportunity out there, and
yeah.
people were grossly overpaying for properties at one point.
Yeah, and I like seeing that things are on the market for 34 days. There's nothing wrong with that.
This is telling me if anybody's out there really considering buying, it's a good chance or good time, really. My thoughts, more opportunities. We're seeing price reductions. I'm seeing price reductions. You see it when you just go to Zillow, Redfin, price reduced.
Yeah, I
So
think
those
I think people had over expectations. They thought if they're like we have seen in the past, but with current interest rates, you can't list your home for 50,000 more than the last your neighbor down the street did 6 months ago. The numbers aren't climbing, and they just can't keep climbing like that. So we're seeing more of a stagnant.
We have a client that we've worked with recently that said she's been waiting for the market. Thinks it's going to soften. And we both were able to hopefully talk a little sense into her.
Right,
Softening in this market where we live in this bubble of Orange County close to the beach is not the softening that you would that you would see across the nation where values are dropping. No, that means the runoff, not inflation, but what you're called, the values of the homes going up so quickly, that's slowed down. So we're not going to see values dropping. That's my opinion. I don't think we're going to see that because of where we are and they're not doing any more construction nearby. So, but we're not going to see appreciation happening at the speed in which it was. It's still going to be,
exactly.
it's going to be that definitely is softened and closed. I mean, and slowed down, but it's definitely, there's no question that it is a good time to buy if you're considering it, especially now before the rates come down, because I think we're getting to the tail end of the high rates, and eventually you're going to start coming down, and then you're going to see more properties pop up. It's going to be a lot
Right,
more opportunities out there. So, but then you're going to see a lot more bidding wars because anybody selling homes are out buying homes, and so there's going to be. I think we're going to get back to an aggressive market again over time when those rates come down. So if you get in now, you can beat everybody to the punch. So that's just
and
my,
always refinance later.
yep, very easy. So we went over time. So everybody, it's been great, Diane. It's always great listening and
Thank
hearing you,
you.
you
Thank
educating
you.
us, and I greatly appreciate you. And that being said, that's it for this week's Weekly Five. Until next
Thanks
time,
for
bye.
joining us.
See ya.